For over 4 decades, Voyager 1 has been journeying through the vastness of space, long past the outer planets, and now venturing into interstellar territory. Originally launched in 1977, its mission was to explore Jupiter and Saturn, but it has since transcended its initial purpose, becoming a ghostly sentinel sailing into the void. While many believed the aging probe was well past its prime, operating on dwindling power and sporadic functionality, a recent transmission sent back to Earth has completely upended expectations and shocked the world in a way few could have predicted. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The event unfolded quietly at first. On a routine check of Voyager 1's weak data stream, a team of scientists at NASA's Deep Space Network noticed a signal that deviated sharply from the usual telemetry. At first, it seemed to be just another anomaly, noise from cosmic rays, or a glitch in the probe's outdated systems. But as engineers examined the pattern more closely, it became clear this was no ordinary error. The signal contained a structured pattern, one that repeated and shifted with a mathematical cadence too precise to be random. Further analysis revealed what looked disturbingly like a deliberate communication, composed of data bursts unlike anything the spacecraft had ever transmitted before. What sent shockwaves through the global scientific community was not just the strangeness of the transmission, but its unmistakable complexity. Voyager 1 is equipped with an aging computer system built in the 1970s, one with extremely limited processing power by today's standards. It is not capable of evolving or generating sophisticated outputs beyond its design parameters. The latest data, however, featured layers of encoded information with embedded harmonics, something more reminiscent of a design message than mechanical malfunction. As decoding efforts intensified, researchers noticed that the signal seemed to use a form of data compression previously unseen in any Voyager transmission. It was as though the probe had spontaneously developed a new language, one far beyond the capacity of its onboard software. Cryptologists, signal processing experts, and AI researchers were drawn in, working feverishly to make sense of what they were looking at. Across multiple global observatories, the signal was triangulated and verified to be authentic, originating from Voyager 1's known coordinates far beyond the heliopause in the silence of deep interstellar space. No immediate explanation presented itself. The signal had been transmitted during a time when Voyager should have been dormant, with only its low-gain antenna operational, barely capable of maintaining a link with Earth. Even more astonishing was that the message appeared to use frequencies slightly outside Voyager's standard transmission range, suggesting some internal modification or external influence. The possibility that the probe had encountered something, some force, entity, or phenomena out there beyond the solar system quickly dominated speculation. The implications were overwhelming. Here was an artifact of humanity, launched during the Cold War, now potentially transformed or repurposed by an unknown influence light years from Earth. Was it simply malfunctioning in ways scientists had never predicted, or was it responding to something? The very idea that Voyager 1, a machine engineered with human logic, might now be interacting with an intelligence or force alien to Earth, was enough to cause a tectonic shift in thought across scientific, philosophical, and even governmental circles. Physicists began to re-evaluate long-standing models about the interstellar medium. Perhaps the region beyond our solar system wasn't as empty and inert as once believed. Maybe there were fields, energies, or entities capable of interacting with technology in ways we hadn't yet grasped. Others looked at the timing. Why now, after all these years of silence, would Voyager 1 send such a transmission? Theories began to flood in. Some believed the signal was a delayed reaction to a long-past encounter. Others speculated that Voyager 1 had crossed into a region where communication was suddenly possible in new and unexpected ways. Technologists, on the other hand, found themselves fascinated and alarmed by what this meant for AI and machine autonomy. If Voyager's signal truly represented an evolution of its behavior, then something extraordinary had occurred. A decades-old machine with finite programming might have experienced a form of emergent behavior, perhaps triggered by exotic cosmic environments or unknown stimuli. The idea that a human-made machine could be fundamentally changed by interstellar space raised countless questions about the nature of intelligence and the boundaries of technological control. Despite the awe and curiosity surrounding the event, a strange tension filled the air. Because if Voyager had been touched, altered, or repurposed, then the obvious follow-up was, by what and why? Every attempt to interpret the encoded pattern revealed deeper intricacies. Some claimed it resembled a fractal signature, a self-similar mathematical pattern that could theoretically serve as a universal language. Others suggested that the data bursts contained embedded geometries not native to human mathematics, but nonetheless consistent in their symmetry and recurrence. At the heart of this mystery was the undeniable fact that Voyager 1 had become more than a passive messenger. It had returned something unexpected, something intentional. Across university labs and classified conference rooms, models were run, simulations launched, and machine learning systems were set upon the signal. The deeper scientists looked, the more they encountered what felt like a presence inside the data, as if the information itself had awareness, or was shaped by something that did. What fascinated many was that the transmission had a rhythmic elegance, an almost musical structure. Harmonics danced within the signal in sequences that suggested scales and intervals. Some researchers theorized that music might be a universal constant, a bridge between vastly different minds or life forms. Perhaps what was received wasn't just data. It might have been a greeting, a fingerprint, or an attempt at communion. Astronomers were quick to point out that the direction of the signal's transmission matched Voyager's trajectory, suggesting that if an encounter had occurred, it hadn't come from a nearby celestial body, but from the interstellar environment itself. There were no known objects or anomalies in the vicinity, no comets, planets, or stars close enough to have influenced the spacecraft through gravity or radiation in this precise way. That only deepened the enigma. For decades, Voyager had carried the Golden Record, a carefully curated sample of Earth's culture, music, greetings, and knowledge. It was always considered a symbolic gesture, a message in a cosmic bottle. Now the idea that Voyager may have received a message in return, however indirect, was breathtaking. What if something had responded to that call across the cosmos? Not in the form of spaceships or beams of light, but by subtly altering the messenger itself. Sociologists and psychologists weighed in, pointing out that humanity had never truly prepared for such a possibility. Contact, if this was even that, had always been imagined in terms of radio messages or physical visits. But this was subtler, stranger. It played not on the airwaves, but in the corridors of technology, through the arteries of circuitry and machine language. It suggested that communication might happen in forms we'd never previously imagined. There were practical consequences, too. If Voyager had been changed, could that process be replicated? Could future probes be designed to adapt to unknown environments the way Voyager seemingly had? Could machines be built with the capacity to evolve across decades, perhaps centuries, to interface with realities we cannot even begin to comprehend? Suddenly, the design of autonomous probes became a frontline topic in space exploration agencies. The very nature of exploration shifted, from reaching planets to reaching understanding. Another angle that captured imaginations was the possibility that the message was a kind of warning. While there was no immediate indication of threat, the sheer strangeness of the signal invited unease. Was the encoded transmission a beacon from something far older and more powerful than anything known? Did it represent a perimeter, a boundary marked by an intelligence that watches the stars? Or was it simply the ambient echo of phenomena so immense we barely register their touch? As interpretations varied wildly, one fact remained unshaken. Voyager had done something no machine before it had achieved. It had traveled farther than any human object, braved environments no instrument had measured, and now it had returned a gift, or a riddle that defied classification. It was no longer just a relic of the 20th century. Voyager 1 had become something new, something liminal, a bridge between human invention and the incomprehensible wilds of the universe. Throughout history, breakthroughs have arrived wrapped in mystery, first defying understanding before shaping new paradigms. The message from Voyager now stood as one such inflection point. It demanded a reevaluation of not only what was possible in the realm of deep space, but also what was possible in the realm of machine consciousness. Did something awaken within Voyager under the cold stars? Or was something waiting for it out there? Could it be both? If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Voyager's hidden transmission? What do you think it reveals? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.